Good morning. Good morning. What is it, you guys? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It's time to get real. Are you ready? Look at, I don't, this, it's like a bald spot. Ugh. The trials and tribulations of Dawn Lefever's hair. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is time to get real. You guys, I feel good. I feel so good. Oh, sometimes we're just always, me too. I think I focus a lot on trying to do more, 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 more. And sometimes you just need to do less. Oh my gosh. So I went to lunch with my friend Heather yesterday, and I was, I don't want to say in a bad mood, but just like everything's getting to me and blah, blah, blah. And she's coming up with all this advice and this pep talk, and nothing was working. And she's like, maybe just go home and do nothing. Sometimes you just need to rest. And I said, you know what? Maybe that's what I'm going to do. And I did. I just, yesterday, from about 4 or 5 in the afternoon until I woke up this morning, I didn't do nothing, but I fell asleep for a little bit and took a nap and then got up and did a few things and just like took it easy. So sometimes you just need to take it easy. And so if you're finding yourself really run down and worn out, maybe it's time to take it easy. Now, not every single day, but every once in a while. So I never just sit on the couch ever, ever. And so I did that yesterday. Whew, I felt good. I felt good. My workout went really good today, and I just feel energetic and happy. So maybe just evaluate that sometimes and see if you just need to take a little break. And then the other update I wanted to share with you, I am looking forward to reading now on a daily basis. I've been doing it in the morning as opposed to at night when I'm tired, and I'm getting so much more out of it. So I'm reading this book right now called The One Thing, and it's about the importance of finding the one thing that is going to make the biggest change for you, or the one thing you need to focus on instead of dividing your efforts and your attention onto multiple different things. So narrowing down that focus daily, and then I guess ultimately on the one thing that's the most important and is going to get you the biggest results. And so I'm really enjoying reading. Remember a month ago when I said I don't like reading? Reading's stupid. So, and the other good news is Monday I had a great day at work. Things were starting to click. So I guess day 12 was the magic day. So I remember day 11 when I said I just want to quit. Had I quit, what I wouldn't have ever gotten to day 12 when things finally started clicking, and I feel good. So this old dog is learning new tricks, and she's feeling good about it. So my message there is give yourself some time. Don't quit the day before it actually happens. That'd be depressing. So today's topic is about journaling, writing it down. What is the importance of writing everything down? And so Wednesday is usually the E. We focus on the E for eating and exercise, and that's mostly what I'm focused on. But journaling in any regard, I think, is beneficial, and I'm just starting to learn that. So when I first started Weight Watchers, one of the biggest things they focused on was writing down all of your food that you were eating, everything. And I showed you guys my journal yesterday or the day before. Well, these are just wait, I gotta get it here. Some of my journals from when I first started Weight Watchers. And I wrote everything, gosh, you guys, there you go. I wrote everything down. Here's the whole envelope, okay? And there's so many more where that came from. So when I first started writing everything down, it was pen and paper. And why is it important? Because it makes it real. When we don't write it down, we tend to forget and imagine that it never really happened or it wasn't as bad as it was. And so, case in point, I'd have a member come in, they'd get on the scale and they'd gain a pound or whatever. Their weight loss wasn't as good as they thought it was going to be. And they were really frustrated. And the very first question I would ask was, do you have your journal? Let me look at it. Let me see if I can help you. Their answer always was, well, I didn't really keep track this week, but I mean, I know I did pretty good. Lies, okay? Lies, because we tend to underestimate how much we eat and overestimate how much we exercise. So when you're not really writing it down, you're kind of giving yourself way more grace than you should. And typically, you're not keeping track accurately in your head. So it is very important to write it down and make it real. Also, when you write it down and make it real, you can look back. If you had a bad week, you can look back and figure out why. Who's ever helping you? Your coach can help you figure out why. Your coach. Okay, so that's one of the reasons to write everything down. Now, when should you weigh and measure everything that you write down? In the beginning, yes. Okay, yes, you have to, because when you write it down, it needs to be accurate too, because that is going to be helpful. You need to do what you say you're doing. And you need to have an accurate record of that. So yes, you need to weigh and measure initially. Now, do I still write everything down 25 years later? No, not all the time. All right, but I probably tracked my food for 20 years. And then when I find myself either gaining a little bit of weight or not feeling like I should, or justifying certain things I know I shouldn't. You guys, my dog. Okay, she's crazy. I'm gonna let her out. That's when I get my pen and paper out and I start writing everything down again so that I know if what I think I'm eating is what I'm actually eating, okay? If how much I think I'm moving is how much I'm actually moving. So it is a record for you so that you know that you do what you say you're doing. Now, what if you have a bad day? What if, like, Monday through Saturday is great, and then Saturday night comes and you go out to dinner or whatever, and then you overdo it and that spills into Sunday? Do you still write all that stuff down? Yes. Why is that? Because just because you don't write it down doesn't mean it didn't happen. We think that just if we don't write it down, then we can ignore it and it didn't happen. And our body doesn't work that way. Our body doesn't go, well, she didn't write it in her journal, so I'm just not going to count any of the calories, the 3,000 calories she just consumed. I'm not going to count that because she didn't write it down. She's ignoring it. So I'm going to ignore it too. So dumb. Okay, so you can't ignore. If you're doing it, own it. It's not going to be the end of the world. And chances are, if you write it down while you're doing it. Okay, so Sunday, get up, eat donuts, 2 donuts, write it down. Foo-foo coffee from Starbucks, write it down. Go out to lunch, whatever, club sandwich, fries, and a Coke, write it down. By the time you're looking at it going, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm eating all of this. It's going to be maybe just enough to get you to stop when you're owning up to it as opposed to ignoring it. And so those are some of the reasons, to write it down. And don't ignore it because that doesn't mean it didn't happen. How are you going to do that? I don't care if you use pen and paper. I don't, whatever you can track on, I used to use LifeSum. I used to use my FitnessPal. I like pen and paper best. I don't know why. It's just something tangible. Well, I do know why, and I'll show you in a minute. But I just like it, okay? I just like pen to paper. I've done so many different I've tracked my food. And then when I started at the gym, we had these like super nice fancy trackers, and I tracked all my food and workouts and all of that. I mean, I can tell you on 8/3/2014 what I was eating. And I mean, a turkey wrap, fruit, and nachos. Oh, look at, I wrote down nachos. Isn't that cute? Oh, and for dinner, this, this must have been, okay, ice cream and pita chips is what I had for dinner over this week by 16 something or other. So yeah, I practice what I preach. Even when I eat ice cream and pita chips for dinner, I wrote it down. Oh, that is hilarious. I'm glad I opened to that page. I've gotten really specific with my trackers. This is like color coded, all right, with notes, all right. How was I feeling? Which is another thing. You know, when you have a particularly bad day and you write it down, at the end of that day, write down, feel like shit, on the toilet for an hour, stomach cramps, bloated, jeans don't fit, so that you don't do it the next time. That's our problem, you guys. We don't learn from what we do the first time. Learn from it. Stop. It's going to take something to stop, okay? We got to get this eating thing under control. And one of the ways is to weigh and measure and write it down and feel in control, okay? Now, is journaling and tracking only for eating and exercise? No, I've discovered it's good for a lot of things. And so right now, I told you one of the parts of this miracle morning, and one of the things we're going to start incorporating into our success challenge, which is coming between Halloween and Thanksgiving, is scribing or writing things down. So start looking for a beautiful journal that you want to write in every single day. I recommend the 5-minute journal. I ordered it on Amazon. I love it. It's cheap, I think. And it has spots in here every single day. Can you see? Okay. For just 3 things you're grateful for, and then 3 things about what would make today great, and then a spot for daily affirmations. And so, that takes like 3 minutes to fill out. And then you write again in the evening, 3 amazing things that happened today. You write that down, and then how could I have made today better? And so it really keeps you focused on what you're grateful for, as opposed to, what's going right in your life, as opposed to what's going wrong in your life. You cannot feel negative and unhappy when you're feeling grateful and blessed. And so I am on, I don't know, I want to say my 10th, let's see, from 9/21 until today. So a couple weeks now that I've been doing this, and I'll look back and read it over. And when I'm having those particularly bad days, it makes me, it reminds me of all the things I have to be grateful for. So I love that. Okay. Another thing I'm doing right now is I'm doing my own 30-day transformation tracker from Hal Elrod. And so that's this one here. I like to keep track of things, okay? And I just like checking off boxes. And this tracker is all about checking off boxes. It makes me feel accomplished. And so I've checked off all of my boxes for today. There are level 10 habits that I'm trying to achieve every day. And I've done 9 out of the 10 already today. That makes me already feel excited and already feel like I can conquer the day no matter what comes at me. And I have proof because I wrote it down. And so that's another thing I'm doing right now. And then one of my biggest reasons for writing things down, and again, this is going to sound morbid, but I'm meaning it to be inspirational, is that my kids are going to have like a record or something that I left behind for them to look at, words of wisdom after I die. Why is that exciting to me? Because my dad did that for us, and he didn't even know he did that for us. My dad was like a big writer of everything down. His favorite book, if you're looking for a book to read The Shack. Okay, I don't remember who wrote it, but my friend Michelle Felder, hi Michelle, if you're watching, she recommended this book to me after my dad passed away, and it was called when my dad got sick, and it was called The Shack. And I read it, and I recommended it to him during his sickness, and he read it, and he made all these notes in the book and underlined things. And it's like when I'm having a bad day, I'll open that book just to any random page just to see what he underlined and what he wrote, and it's kind of like he's there with me. And so I want to do that for my kids. Not only are they going to know every single thing I ate every day of my life, but hopefully I'm going to be a reminder to them of everything that there is to be grateful for. Okay. So this was one of the books that we were cleaning out some of my dad's stuff, and he like just put, I can't even show it. So he just like writes pages in there that are important, and underlines things that he thinks are important. And to me, that is just so precious and so valuable. And so start writing things down. Start keeping a personal journal of your life and things that you want to remember, things that you want to focus on, things that make this life real for you, things that make your relationships, your eating and exercise, your achieving and your loving yourself important and fulfilling to you. Okay, so that's your action step for today, is to get a journal. I don't care if it's just a loose leaf paper or some Post-its, okay? Or something like a 5-minute journal, or something beautiful and elaborate, or the notes app on your phone. Start tracking your food, start tracking your exercise, make it real, be accountable to yourself, okay? And then we're going to transition that into our success challenge, and keeping this journal of everything that we're grateful for. Okay. All right, you guys. Oh, it's a little late. I got to go. I'm working today. Actually not dreading it. So yay. And hopefully you have something in your day to look forward to today. Please, I've gotten a few more followers lately, but please like, share, subscribe. Email me, reallifedawn@gmail.com, if you're interested in that challenge, so that I've already got 3 or 4 people. We're doing it no matter what. But I'd love like 25 people to do this together. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? We'd be the most awesome 25 people on the planet. Oh, so much positivity today. So, all right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.